There are lots of projects sitting on your one-day list, but somehow it is always tomorrow that you're going to get started on any of them. To help you get past that, in this video I'm going to look at the steps you can take to turn those big ideas into daily action. I'm Natalie Mayer, productivity coach at All in Good Time. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the weekly content to help you increase your productivity by getting more done more easily in less time as you juggle work, family and home, as well as find time for yourself. As you start the day, there are two competing demands on your time. There are all the day-to-day tasks that keep life ticking over and running smoothly, and then there are the larger projects that would add to or improve your life in some way. So, why do those big ideas get stuck in tomorrow? For many of us, that first category of all the routine stuff can end up taking up every waking hour, meaning that we never quite make it to the bigger stuff. And there are two key reasons why this happens. The first is that the bigger tasks are just this great big blob of undoability. You've got a headline title of what it is that you'd like to achieve, but it's really made up of lots of subtasks. So for a start, you aren't entirely sure exactly what all those subtasks are. And then, even if you do have a good idea what they are, there are so many that you can't hold them all in your head, all at the same time, and still have the mental bandwidth to decide how or where to take action. And even if a block of time magically opened up for you to work on this project, you wouldn't know where to start or what to do, and you would probably run back to the familiarity of the day-to-day tasks. And the second area is that you're waiting for time to magically appear. You know that to do all the tasks in that big idea is going to take several hours, if not several days or more, and you keep waiting for this amount of time to magically open up in your day or your week. You keep telling yourself that if you keep working down the day-to-day to-do list, you'll eventually get to the bottom of it, and then you'll have time for those bigger projects. Unfortunately, that's not how life works. Most of those day-to-day tasks are repeating tasks. As soon as you have completed them, the timer is ticking down again until they need doing once more. Not to mention, those extra bits and pieces that land on your list every day. But we resist breaking big tasks into little tasks. However, both of those previous issues are solved if you take some time out to break out all the individual elements that make up the larger idea. But as I say, many people encounter resistance to doing this. It feels like you are adding extra tasks to your to-do list. It turns that one headline title into 100 little subtasks. Now clearly you aren't actually adding anything extra. Those smaller tasks were already contained in the bigger task, but it can feel like your to-do list is getting longer and heading in the wrong direction. But also bigger projects and new ideas often have an element of the unknown about them. And having a headline title enables you to avoid looking too closely at what is in there that might be a bit of a challenge for you and stretch you outside of your comfort zone. You can put off the task telling yourself that you don't have time for it, rather than admitting that you're a little bit scared or nervous about it. Now, I fully believe that the process I'm about to share is a great investment of your time. So let me take you through the steps and, then you can decide for yourself. So step one is to brainstorm. List out every action that you can think of that needs doing to complete that bigger goal. List out those that definitely need doing, those that might need doing, those that it would be nice to do if you had the time. List out all the things that you don't yet know how to do and how you're going to learn how to do them. Then you can organise. You can take all those ideas from your brainstorm and start to wrestle control of them. You can look at what can be batched, what tasks naturally go together and would allow you to create some flow to your effort. Do they use the same resources? Would it mean working with the same people, having the same mindset, being in the same location? You can look at the sequence of all those brainstorm tasks. What tasks have to be done before other tasks can be done. List out those dependencies. And then you can look at what can be done concurrently, what tasks can be done in tandem. You don't want to be multitasking in any particular time slot, but which tasks can be done whilst waiting on other parts of the plan to fall into place. Then you want to look at some time estimates, to create some time estimates for the tasks in that brainstorm. And this is the piece of the puzzle that perhaps most often gets overlooked and missed. So, look at all those tasks and take your best guess at how much time each of them needs. With practice, you will get better at this. Most people, when they start out, underestimate. There is an inherently human optimism bias. If you skip this step, you won't spot that you still haven't broken the overall idea down into small enough steps. If a task on there is still measured in terms of days rather than hours, then that is a huge red flag that you need to find a way to break that task down even more. Including this step of the process allows you to make realistic plans. You can look at the time you can open up in your day and find a task that fits it. Or you can see how much time a task needs and reshuffle your day or your week until you can create a slot that is big enough. The next step in the process is to pick just one thing. Now, each day pick one subtask from your overall project to include in your plan for the day. Parkinson's law is that tasks expand to fit the time available. By putting this one small task into your plan for the day, it limits the amount of time available for the day-to-day stuff to expand. It stops those repetitive, mundane tasks from endlessly expanding. So now you are balancing out those competing demands. You're making progress on the big idea each and every day, but there is still plenty of room to get the day-to-day stuff done. As I said previously, this process will be an investment of your time. So look at the lowest value activities that you've maybe got planned for the next 24 hours or so. If they didn't get done, what would be the consequence? If you invested that time, going through the process I've just taken you through and created a plan for yourself to make consistent daily progress towards your goal, what would be the upside of that? What would that be worth? And is the upside of the plan that will see worthwhile goals ticked off each and every day worth the downside, the consequences of a few low value items not getting ticked off your list today? Yes? Then that's a good investment of your time. To help you plan out where in the day or week you are going to get to the two competing demands on your time, dealing with the day-to-day and seeing progress on longer term goals, then I would suggest you check out the videos on screen now. Check out the time blocking tutorial to help you balance out those two competing demands over a sensible time frame, and then watch how to make an effective to-do list so that you can successfully implement the daily actions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.